Well, thank you all for joining us this morning for our first virtual town hall of 2021. I'm Stephen Crook. I serve as Vice President of Economic Development here at the Highlands Economic Partnership. We've got a great panel for you this morning. We're going to be talking Jackson County affairs here in rural Tennessee. We have joining us Randy Hetty, Mayor of Jackson County, Lloyd Williams, Mayor of Gainesboro, Jordan Hunter, who's the President of the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce, Jay Cassidy, President of the Industrial Development Board, and Christy Brown, Director of Jackson County Schools. For those of you who have not joined us before, we hold these series on a regular basis with leaders across the Highlands Economic Partnership area. This is our first one with Jackson County, and I'm sure it's going to be the best one yet. I look forward to having our partners share some information about the goings on. We'll ask some questions, and if you have questions for any of our panelists, please feel free to put them in the comments section and we'll include them in the program. Want to start off this morning by offering our panelists some opportunities to make some opening remarks. We're going to start with Lloyd Williams, Mayor of the City of Gainesboro.
Well, it's a honor to be here and see everybody from Gainesboro. Maybe one of these days we'll all get to meet in person. But you just that's about. Do you want me to go into what we're doing in Gainesboro, or do you want me just to everybody just introduce?
No, please go right ahead.
Okay, right now we've got a rehabilitation grant for our sewer system, $600,000 that we have been approved. We're fixing to start on that as soon as possible. We also have a community planning grant that's going to come in and check our parking, our ADA, try to connect the city with the park, our Rowan River Park. That is set to kick off in June. And along with that, we've got a striping grant to go along with that. They're going to work side by side. They said that was really good that they're doing it at the same time, so they won't be double dipping on stuff that one of them could fix than the other. We kind of got that going on right now. We're awful proud of our drive-through window. We just, with the COVID money we got put in, it's really working out great for us. We're trying to stay safe. Everything's going very well for us. And had a really nice Christmas parade. I'm sure Jordan will touch on that more than I will. And that's kind of basically what we got going on right now.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate that brief update. We know there's a lot more going on, and we've got you double booked here. So I think if you have to drop off, we appreciate your time in that update. And any questions that come in after we lose you to another meeting, we'll be sure to send your way and get your response.
I've got one more. We're replacing all the street lights with LED lights. We've met with the electric company, and I think it'll be a big improvement for the appearance of the town. And also, just another thing on Jordan is the facade grant. A lot of the businesses are going through with it, and it looks really good, Jordan. Y'all done a really good job on that. And like I said, if Randy texts me if you need me to answer anything.
Absolutely.
All right. You guys are a team. You work together. Everybody seems to be singing the same song, and so even though we're going to be losing you a little bit, I'm sure your teammates can pick up if there are any city questions. Well, thank you for the update, and next we'll turn it over to the Jackson County Mayor, Randy Hetty.
Hey, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I know it was a busy minute ago when y'all were saying hello. It's good to see all the team on the screen this morning. Appreciate y'all taking time out of your day to do this. We have several things going on. We are, just to give you a quick rundown, I'll try anyways. We are finishing up our DHTA home grant that we got from HUD. This is through the state of Tennessee through the ECD. We don't like but a little. I think we're bidding one rehab today, and we'll be done with that. We have an ARC waterline extension grant that we're getting started on. We're going to start to lay waterline hopefully very soon on the Holland, roads. Really proud of that. As joined the effort with Lake County. We also do have an ARC grant to do a regional sewer plant synopsis. We'll see. We're just in the beginning of that. We're getting started. CDBG grant, livability grant that we got, community livability, $381,000. We bid our two ambulance remounts, and should be getting approval for that. And then we'll be buying some volunteer fire departments are getting some turnout here. Radius Rescue Squad is getting some couple of new boats, and so really proud of that one. Also, several more. We have a Department of Human Service grant for low-income families that we're doing some ADA improvement with. We also have a RES planning grant through TDEC that's in full swing right now. We partnered with Drake and Smith on that. And moving right along. 3-star grant, still finding that that's the feasibility side of our parks and rec grant that we're doing with the TDEC, but also we have some money left over that we're partnering up with Ms. Brown in the school system to use the remainder of that. We're hoping to use almost 1,000 of our 3-star grant for our TCAT building that we have, our TCAT classes that we're offering. I'm really excited that Ms. Christie and the school system is going to get to pick up the remainder of those funds. Many people don't understand the 3-star grant money has to be specifically for things that you, as a community, when UT comes in and has a community hearing and we talk about the needs in the county, there come out that the feasibility study and then the TCAT facilities, there's 2 things come out of it. So hopefully we'll be using that up pretty soon and getting that done. I'm trying to think of everything I've got. We did get a Department of Agriculture grant, $75,000 to redo the fire grant. The county commission during the December meeting agreed to match that. That's a 50/50 match grant. They need to take some of the money that the state and the governor gave us, that $1 million that we got in the distressed county. We took 75 of that and matched. We'll be doing airport improvement some in the future. Just trying to go down through here on my list. I have a big old list and it's kind of huge. We're also putting up a canopy that was supposed to be today down at the health department. So all those that are doing COVID testing or COVID vaccinations, the county commission approved putting in a canopy down there so that we can keep everybody dry when we're doing that. Unfortunately, today they're pretty busy down there. We're going to hold that off until tomorrow, but that'll be going up tomorrow. That's one thing that we're doing was talking to the install. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Also, dislocated worker money. We have a grant that we're trying to put some big work that, for whatever reason, they were out because of COVID. State workforce development gave us money to do that, and we're in the process of finalizing a couple of things. Hopefully, we'll put a couple more people to work with that money. Lots of good things going on, I think. Definitely seen an attitude shift, which is what we've been after, is to change the attitude. Got a great team here. This team that you've seen here this morning as leaders of the county are on the same book, I believe, or same page on what is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All of it goes together. So really excited about the future of Jackson County. So that's my update, Mr. Stephen.
Well, thank you, Mayor Hetty. It's a tremendous update. And I want to commend the team on all of the great work. These grants that have been awarded are competitive in nature, including the 3-star grant. And so they don't just come out of thin air. There's a lot of work that goes into generating these projects that can help the county and help all its citizens. I want to take a moment before our next update and welcome the viewers that have joined us in progress here in our Jackson County Virtual Town Hall. I want to remind you that this is presented by the Highlands Economic Partnership and WCTE. So check us out on our Facebook pages, and after the event is over, you'll be able to catch a recap of this event on WCTE's world page. And so if you don't have that as part of your television package, you need to make sure you get that and support our local PBS station. Well, our next update on the agenda is going to be Jay Cassidy with the Industrial Development Board. And saying Jay Cassidy with the Industrial Development Board doesn't quite do it justice. Jay's got a lot of other things going on, but turn it over to you, Jay.
Well, following the mayor, that's a pretty tough row to hoe. I'm saying we say it on the farm, but Randy and I have met recently with TC Remanufacturing, just touching base with them to see what kind of help that the industrial board could be with the current industry. We plan on doing some others going forward with some of the other businesses. And then the other big accomplishment, or at least we're working on, is negotiations on an industrial site for the county on the south end of the county. Currently in negotiations toward the purchase of that property. has not come through completely yet, still in negotiations, but we hope to soon have a figure from that person and be able to move forward with that purchase. That's pretty well it for the industrial board.
And that's about all you can talk about with the industrial board. I understand completely. This IDB has done some tremendous work over the years, quietly behind the scenes, but always serving the business community and finding ways to promote economic activity. So we appreciate that brief, but really power-packed update. Next update we're going to have is Jordan Hunter with the Chamber of Commerce. So I'll turn it over to Jordan.
All right, well, thank you, and appreciate everybody being here, obviously. The update from the Chamber, our main goal is to obviously work with the county and city on different grants that they're doing. We have very few grants that we're actually eligible for, specifically to the Chamber. Some of those are tourism-related grants. So one grant that we do get every year is the marketing grant to the Department of Tourism. And we're really starting to try to figure out how we use that. It's 50% match grant to go towards marketing the county. And so we're trying to figure out exactly putting together a, I guess, marketing budget at the beginning of the year, which is something we haven't done previously, and trying to figure out how we really utilize all those dollars for marketing strategies for a year. Usually they're about a 6-month term, so that's something that they've started a little bit late this year. They get some COVID money that we did a marketing video with, so that was $10,000 that the chamber got free and clear. And so we did a video of the county and tried to encompass as much as we could of the county and our tourist assets, and then blasted that out for 2 months, November and December, to really promote into larger markets, Jackson County. We feel like it was very helpful in getting our new brand out there, the Export JCTE brand, which has been really successful locally, but we really wanted to see how we could grow it into the regions. And we're seeing a lot more traffic than we were in the beginning. We're getting about 270 new users now to our website every month. So not where we want to be, but obviously it is growing. And those markets are primarily, the Putnam County region, and then also out in Nashville, which we're really targeted hard with those. So, we are working on, like I said, still getting that branding out there, but slow growth from the start. We're hoping that it'll start becoming exponential as we grow. So that's something that we really worked hard on in the last year. We're going to have the music festival in October, which there'll be more to follow on that. We feel like that's going to be a huge draw for the region, especially Putnam County and places that have lodging. Is something that regionally we feel like it's going to make an impact, but we're really focused on obviously making an impact in Jackson County, showing that economic here with tax during that weekend. So those are two, I guess, main things that we focused on in the last year, and we'll be focused on the coming year.
Well, Jordan, it's working. Usually among my group of friends, I'm the one that's recommending new places across the Upper Cumberland. But over the past year or so, I'm not the one who has to come up with the ideas. Everybody's saying, hey, have you heard about the stolen coin? Have you heard Bull and Thistle's back open? So great work by all the team with Explore JCTE and brand, and I look forward to some great things to come. Our next update is going to be the Director of Schools, Christy Brown, and a really exciting time to have you on. I'll turn it over to Christy.
Okay. Good morning. I'm very, very happy to be here and be a part of this group. I feel like our Jackson County team has made some progress towards some really important and impactful goals over the last couple of years. And so with the school update, I first want to start with our mission is excellence for every student every day. With that in mind, I want to say that our educators, our staff, school board, health department, this group has worked together so well to make the best out of a very challenging situation in the last little bit. That's always the case, but especially during this time right now. So, but we're doing great, and we have a few primary goals that we've been working toward. One of those is always to continue improving academics. We've recently made a significant investment in early literacy and high quality curriculum materials, teacher training, those type of things. And then one of the other major goals that we are working steady at is to offer opportunities in our high school expand it down into the middle school toward career exploration, finding out what these kids really want to do, making sure that we offer the programs that will prepare them for those careers that they choose, and additionally that they align with the workforce and labor data that we have here in this county and regionally, that they have the skills that they need to go on and be successful. So those are two of many goals, but that's in academics, and we're working on that. We are offering some new opportunities that I think we're going to talk about in just a minute. And then the other major area with goals, trying to achieve goals, is school safety and some improvement in infrastructure, some maintenance things and things like that to make our schools inviting and a good learning environment for our kids and a work environment for our employees. So one of those things that we're doing with school safety, and it's not just about the infrastructure, but taking care of students and families and non-academic needs, whether it's food or clothes or whatever that students may need and their families may need, and aligning resources with those families so they can be more successful in school. So that's one of the things. We want to establish basically a Department of Student Services to kind of, I guess, streamline and have people know where to go to get some extra resources if they need them. And the other thing does have to do with just making our schools overall more safe and secure for students and employees. Also, especially recently, it's really been an emphasis to make a healthy learning environment too. So what we've done to work toward the school safety and infrastructure goals is one of those things is we're about to complete a $2 million project that we've done through the state. It's an energy efficiency project that has upgraded many of our HVAC units and helping with the ventilation in our schools. We hope to continue that project with some grant funding that we feel like is coming. Also some upgrades in some of the plumbing and just that's significantly improved some of the infrastructure of the school that was aging and kind of needed. So that was a good thing that we've been working on. We're about to wrap that up, and we're starting to see some savings on that with our energy costs and things like that. The next thing we've done is we replaced two roofs on buildings, which has been great, and we've renovated an older cafeteria to the plan is for it to be a new space for an alternative school and also a professional learning center for our teachers and educators. Also, it'll be a great space for use for our county mayor and anybody else that wants to have meetings and things like that. The technology investment that we've been able to make through some grant funding with our COVID relief money has been a significant one. And I feel like we're going to have as good or better than anywhere to be able to host some events and things like that in the future with what we have, not just education events. That's obviously my primary goal, but we'll be happy to share. And then the other thing is a project through a safe school grant. It was $39,000, and we're going to put that towards safe school entrances. We're going to work, I guess, one school at a time. We may do it all as one project. We'll see what the board wants to do, but that'll be an improvement to the safety and the front entrances of all the schools. And I also want to just update or remind, let people know in our community that we are really fortunate to have an SRO in all of our schools. We are really fortunate to have a nurse in every school. So that I think is great resources for our students and our faculty and staff. We did get $430,000 in CARES relief money and COVID money that we are prioritizing with PPE, cleaning supplies, academic materials, and again, that's significant investment in technology. And then we are looking at investing in some ways that students can make up some of the learning that they may have lost in the spring and even during quarantining and all that kind of thing. So we're prioritizing funds that we think are coming to make sure that we maximize it in the best way for our students and our faculty and staff. So that is kind of an update. And like I said, we do have some new programs that we may talk about.
Director Brown, thank you so much. As always, you really inspire when we're talking about educational initiatives. And we appreciate your partnership because the impact of Jackson County Schools and some of the progress you guys have been making is felt throughout the region. So thank you for that update and thank you for joining us. I want to take a moment to once again thank all of our viewers for joining today for our first virtual town hall of 2021. We're here with our leadership in Jackson County. First town hall we've done here with the folks in Jackson County, and so far off to a great start. We're going to go into a period where we're asking some questions of our panelists. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and we'll get right to them. We did have one come in, but unfortunately I think it's directed more towards Mayor Williams, and so we'll have to follow up and get some information to you. And the question was, how much will the LED light replacement project cost and how much does it project to save? And so unless anybody has that information off the top of their head, we'll probably have to call out. Mary,
That was at no cost to the city of Gainesboro. The electric company wanted to do that. They're doing that in all the cities Upper Cumberland Electric is, and that's a savings to them and that's a benefit to them. And so that's something that they offer. That was at no cost to the city of Gainesboro. And of course, there's a savings associated with that, and that's something that Upper Cumberland's doing. You know, I don't know all the details, but I know that it costs Gainesboro absolutely nothing.
See, once again, the teamwork here in Jackson County reigns true. Randy knows all the answers that everybody else would. And on that, Mayor Hetty, I'll open up for a question to you. Jackson County has a real sense of momentum, and you can feel the impact of its teamwork. What would you attribute that to?
Honestly, I feel like the number one reason is we're all on the same page. I feel like that no matter which one of us you talk to, while our priorities may be different, okay, so my number one may be different from Jordan's number one or from Christie's or from Jay's, as a collective, in the same way with Mayor Williams, but as a collective group, our number one is our number one, our number two is our number two, and our number three is our number three, and that's so important. And then when you get people on the same page, working for the same thing, that has a whole lot to do with it. And also the mindset. It's funny, me and Jordan just met with somebody for an hour prior to this meeting and same things came up. Number two would be having the mentality that we can. Too long, the mentality in our community, and Jay and Christy will back this up, and Jordan also, I feel like is been, we can't and we won't and we never will. And the mentality's changed to we can. We can. We just got to want to and put forth the effort. And I see everything changing, not just from the business side of the upgrades, things being able to move forward. So it's a teamwork. It's a team effort, and I think that's what's changed.
Well, having a leader of that team is really important. So kudos to you and the entire group for working together. Our next question is going to be for Director Brown. We recently had the opportunity to learn a little bit about the new HVAC program at Jackson County Schools. Could you share a little bit about that program?
Sure. I'd be happy to. That's one of the things that we're most excited about recently. So we've been working, it seems like a couple of years now, toward, again, expanding those opportunities for students, and with some research with the workforce, we have settled on just having this HVAC program where there's a good response to that's a need. Those skills are needed, any kind of building trade, construction skills, those type things. So we're working really hard at building a great program at Jackson County at the TCAT at Jackson County and on the Jackson County High School campus, and that's in partnership with TCAT Livingston. So that new program, we were able to secure some fantastic equipment, top of the line, to do the training and things like that with hands-on skills. That is set up. We've got the classroom and lab part ready, and for students, high school students, that class, that program will start at the end of this week, early next week at the latest. And then for adults, that'll also be able to take the class, and you can sign up on the TCAT Livingston website if you're interested in that program. And that is going to start toward the end of January. And we look forward to having a great kickoff, kind of introduce everybody in the community to new program, what it offers, that type of thing. It is a certification program when they finish. And we know that that is a workforce need out there. And I look forward to being able to partner with TCAT Livingston and provide for that need. It's, you know, higher wages and higher skilled jobs, and hopefully 3 to 5 year plan, build on that, have a great building trades program at TCAT in Jackson County. So that's exciting.
Both your students as well as through TCAT adult learners. Well, that's fantastic, and once again, a tremendous need.
Yes, so that's exciting. We're looking forward to having a successful program.
Mayor Hetty?
I wanted to add, yeah, and Christy, Miss Brown, I should call her Miss Brown. They have done a tremendous job, her in working with Myra, Dr. West, and TCAT Livingston. And I'm really excited about the HVAC program, because that's my field. That's where I came out of prior to becoming mayor. And it's I'm passionate about it. It's close to my heart, and it's pretty awesome. Also, we're doing a new EMT. I don't know if you mentioned that, but that starts this month. We're having a new basic EMT class and at our TCAT facility. This is a night class it's a post-secondary thing, and we're real excited about that, because we're hoping to build some homegrown, you know, that is a need in the county also, and not just our county, every county. Hard to find EMT paramedics, and so we're going to start a basic EMT program here. Hopefully we can graduate that into an advance, and then, you know, you never know. But that's something we hope will be revolving. It may last a couple years, and you know, sometimes that happens, but I'm just excited it's here, and we're doing that, and we're offering it at our facility at nighttime. So just wanted to get that plug in, Christy. I hope I didn't overstep my bounds.
Absolutely. Well, between you and Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, hopefully we can clear some schedules and have you guys as adjunct instructors for both of those programs with your experiences. And we'll stay on this. I'm sure you've got a lot of knowledge to share with these young people that can be really beneficial, and you'd be a great instructor. We'll stay with you guys and turn it over to Jordan. Jordan, we're seeing new businesses popping up in downtown. The Bull and Thistle is back. The Stolen Coin is open, and several others. What are some ways in which the Chamber, the city, and the county have supported those businesses and plan to continue doing so with others?
So Mayor Williams mentioned it earlier with the facade grant, but that was one thing that we really wanted to look at, is how we revitalize some of these older buildings that are maybe needing a little bit of TLC. So this grant came available to the city because they are a part of the Tennessee Downtowns. So we wanted to make sure that we took advantage of that, because obviously it was a need in the community, but we also had to go out and figure out if these building owners and business owners were willing to, you know, front that money up front to get that 75% reimbursement. So we went out and we really talked to these building owners and business owners and tried to get a good feel for how much money we should ask for. We came up with about $130,000 worth of projects. So we felt comfortable going for the full $100,000 allotment for the grant. And I'm excited to say that we will be spending all of that. We had enough projects out there with one project outstanding, waiting on state approval for that project. But other than that, everybody has done what they said they would do. We have about $80,000 of it spent so far. And I feel like you see the impact with the awnings, with some improvement to one of the buildings. They did a lot of mason work, and obviously the doors and windows and all of that that's been replaced. It's made a pretty large impact on one side of our square, which were the primary applicants for that, with a couple scattered around the square as well. But that was one main thing that we wanted to do for the outside. Unfortunately, there's not any grants that you can get for inside of these historic buildings, outside of historic grants, which are federally funded and a little bit harder to get. And they're usually about $25,000 max, which some people don't want to go through all that effort to get that allotment of money. So that's something that we're still working on, trying to get the insides of these buildings restored and leasable. But other than that, working with the city on that grant, and then obviously working with the county to just try to figure out how we get businesses in here, how we, I guess, get the building owners to understand the drive behind this. You know, we have a lot of momentum, like you said. How do we get them to see that and really want to invest that money, knowing that they're going to get it back? So building that confidence in our building owners is something that we're really working on together.
Absolutely. Well, the worst two things you can do with grants is not ask for enough money and not spend the money that you're awarded. And neither of those are an issue with this team. Making sure that you're going big and requesting as much as you can get to support growth in Jackson County and making sure you're putting it to good use. So major kudos. Our next question is going to be for Jay. Jackson County has always had a group of small but highly impactful industries. What's your vision for the next phase of business development in Jackson County? Oh, Jay, I think we might be muted. And viewers, we've been at this for what, 10 months now, 11 months, and there's always an instance of technical glitches. So I think we're good now, Jay. You know, I'm sorry. I think we're having beyond muted some technical issues, and we'll give one last try here, and then we might have to jump to the next one. Jay, can you hear us?
I can hear you fine, but looks like the screen is frozen.
I think we're back. If you want to try to go ahead and share some thoughts on your vision for the next phase of business development in Jackson County.
I think that we see a lot of demand or requests throughout the state for companies that are looking to move into the mid-state area. The majority of those requests are looking for properties or buildings that are within 10, 12 miles of the interstate. They're wanting good internet connections. They're wanting water, sewer, a number of items that we can provide. The majority of those, some of them we can't yet, but we're looking forward to at some point maybe being able to do that. But they all want to be on the south end of the county and be close to the interstate. And so that's the reason that we're working to try to acquire some property in that area. But I see that as the area of growth in our county. And I think from that, then there'll be other businesses that would spin off. But we're looking to try to bring industry, more jobs into the county, a higher income wage. So those are the areas of focus right now.
And that's great information. It shows that the IDB has got one eye to the future and one eye to trends to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward for the community. We've had a question come in from one of the viewers, and I think this will go to Jordan. It's about the facade improvement grant, and our viewers wondering, can you use the facade improvement grant on a roof?
So no, it would just be the facade, the actual front of the building. You can do awnings, doors, any mason work, and 75% of whatever is done has to be on the main road face. So you could do some work on the back of the building as well, but only 25% of it can be done on the back, as long as there's a road on the back of it. It has to have road access and be visible from the road to be able to use it. So the roof would not be included in that.
Well, thank you for that.
Can I address the last question real quick, though?
Go ahead.
So as far as business development, we're talking about industrial, but I think for the downtown and Gainesboro area specifically, something that we could use some of these older buildings for, or empty vacant buildings, is technology companies. They don't take up as much room. We have the square footage for those, and that's something that we're really trying to figure out. How do we get in on that? Also, they look for, walkable downtowns. They want restaurants. They want things like that. So it would really drive economic impact to our downtown area, which would help with any businesses we bring in. So it's something that we've really looked at as far as job creation and trying to Gainesboro and jobs back as well. So just keeping that in mind, that's something that we're looking for in the future.
Great point. Appreciate the input. Next question is for Mayor Hetty. We're going to have to take a moment and discuss COVID. Would love any of your thoughts on how Jackson County has been impacted, how has testing been going, vaccine distribution, any thoughts you may have on the pandemic.
Well, yeah, it's been difficult. There's no doubt. There's not a one of us here right now that's not been affected by it. And unfortunately, we've lost family and friends due to this virus. Um, you know, and no day is a good day when it comes to COVID. But we've also seen opportunities to thrive as a community in other ways and seeing people help one another. Our testing is still going on at the health department. Vaccinations, you know, we're doing vaccinations. We get the vaccine. Unfortunately, you know, I'll use this as an opportunity to get the word out. We're not getting enough vaccine to fill waiting list. Now, let me say this: we get 100 in, we call in 100 on the wait, and we vaccinate them. Second round will be coming up here in just a couple of days. For some, took it a couple of weeks ago. But I would want for everybody that we're doing everything we can. Our local working hard. They're awesome people that are just doing the, you know, they're busting their tails. We got vaccines on Friday out of the blue. They called in 100 people to 2.5 hours to have all 100 of them. So they're doing a fine job. We can't give the vaccines if we don't get it. So just be patient. We're doing the best we can. The state is too, not because the state's not asking. I want everybody to remember you have 2 producers of the vaccine right now, and they're not just producing for the state of Tennessee, the U.S., but for the whole world. And so we're doing we get an allotment, distribute that. We get these, we keep them out, and the more people that get vaccinated, the more the number will drop. So I encourage you, if you're over 75, to call the health department and put your name on the waiting list. We'll call you when the time when they get the vaccine and then they get you. I just want everybody that's under 65 or has a pre-existing condition, hang in there. As soon as this phase done, that's the next phase. Depending above the underlying health, 65 plus will be the next people that will be the next phase. So just gonna have to be patient with us, and we're going to get that. So, but we're doing it, and we're still testing. Our numbers are voting in the zone. We're averaging about 72 for the last 30 days. That's 72 active today. And that number's fluctuating a little bit from 62 to 74. But, you know, yesterday 74 for the last 30 days. We're holding our own. I think people are doing a good job. I think that people that think they're sick or think that both are sick, that's actually the safest we can do. If you don't feel good, you know, stay home. If you're been exposed, think you might have it, stay home. You know, good sanitation, no doubt, good hygiene. You know, Jay, he had COVID and went through that, and he knows more about the experience than me, and I don't mean that in a positive way, but I just encourage everybody to be safe, do and hang in there, and we're going to get through it. There's sunshine on the other side.
Well, I'm sure that when you first stepped into the role and planned to run for mayor, you never expected you'd be in the position to be discussing vaccine distribution and testing awnings and keeping all of this. So I just want to commend you and everybody else who's in a position of leadership for navigating this pandemic and trying to keep the people as safe as possible. So thank you for that update in a tough time. Next question we're going to have is for Director Brown. The legislative session convenes today, and Governor Lee has also called for a special session specifically for education. Can you elaborate on some priorities you would like to see addressed in this session?
Well, on the special session, they're taking up, I think, 5 issues, which is accountability and testing, and the funding, the BEP funding, the hold harmless in case our enrollment were to drop. And fortunately, we're holding steady, so that's a good thing for us. And then the literacy, improving early literacy, and those are some of the things that they're going to take up. And so BEP hold harmless is something that we're interested in. We want to make sure that we at least have stable funding, and I would like to see the overall, the BEP, just so people know, is the main way, the main source of revenue and funding for schools in the state of Tennessee. And so we're hoping to see, we hope, more funding overall for all schools. Tennessee is funding their students per pupil expenditures at about 46 in the nation, I believe. And so I'm hoping to see significant funding increases with some of those things. And also I want to speak on behalf and be an advocate for raising the teacher pay in the state as well. And the teacher raise was cut last year from 4% to 0%. So I'm hoping that they will do that or better for the work that our teachers are putting in for our students here in Jackson County and across the state. So also the accountability for testing right now, testing for students is still on to measure against Tennessee state education standards, how students do on that particular day with what they've learned throughout the year. And so there's some concern about students who are on virtual learning, students who have been quarantined, that type of thing. And of course, that's a concern for our families and for our educators and students. So those are some of the things that they're taking up. And we are for holding harmless our teachers and schools against negative consequences. If it does show that students have some learning loss, they may. However, I do feel like Jackson County schools, our plan is working. It has worked, and I'm confident that what we are doing for our students is as good or better than anywhere. So we'll see how that goes, but that is something that we are for, is holding teachers harmless, funding the BEP, and at least holding it stable and getting teacher pay closer to where it needs to be.
Thank you for that information. It's so informative for me as well as for a lot of our viewers. So appreciate that. Our next question is going to be for Jordan. You talked a little bit about the new tourism brand. I think that's doing some great things. Can you talk about the process of developing that brand and how it's being utilized to drive tourism in the county?
Yeah, whenever we started this 2 years ago now, we really just tried to figure out, we went through a strategic planning session with Tennessee Tech, who's been a great partner in all of this, and tried to figure out, what it is that we do well. What is it that we actually already have here? And so in discussions with our chamber members for about 6 months, we ran through this strategic planning and came out with, obviously, the assets, the natural, the nature assets we have here that don't need any money spent on them to develop. There's nothing to develop here. It is what it is. And it's beautiful. So how do we start marketing that was really our first push. What is it that we have as far as businesses that we can market as tourist attractions? And so we just really sat down and got a list of all the different places that are either state owned or county owned, and tried to put those on a website. We also put in businesses that we feel like are tourist attractions, restaurants, places to stay, everything we could get a list of and put those on a website. And then also a calendar of events. So that's one thing that we're still trying to figure out how we build on. It's getting an updated calendar of events every month, every couple months ahead of time. We can really drive people to those places that are going to have events. That's something that like I said, we're working on. Like, you don't have to be a chamber member to be a part of that. Really, it just has to be deemed a tourist attraction. And that's something that you would go to if you went to another town. What is it that you would deem a tourist draw? So those are all things that we really looked at on that. Going forward, we are trying to add a position at the chamber to try to help with managing all these different tasks. So we're trying to look at getting an executive director in there. That would be through chamber membership, but also through county and city help as far as funding that position. So that's something that we're going to have moving forward to help the tourism, and also bringing in new businesses and really helping our chamber members. It's something that is a need. So.
Absolutely. Well, I think we can all agree that the work that you do, Jordan, as somebody who has a full-time job and a family, in addition to your chamber work, is pretty incredible. And so we're all very supportive of seeing full-time permanent position created there. But tremendous work, and really it is an impactful brand and tourism is, I think, seeing some significant growth in the county. This has been a tremendous town hall session. This is the first one I've moderated, so sorry you guys drew the short straw with this moderator. We're coming to the back end of the session, and I want to put a question to each of you in order, and that's what are your goals and priorities for 2021 and beyond? And I'll start with Jay.
Well, again, as we talked about before, the biggest goal that we have right now for the industrial board is to find an industrial property on the south end of the county that would be suitable for businesses in the future, or near future and later. So that would be the first goal. The second, as Jordan's talked about, is to try to find businesses to occupy some of the smaller vacant areas around town, around the courthouse, and try to bring more people into town. So, just off the top, off the cuff, that was the two areas that I would shoot for as far as a goal for right now.
Thank you, Jay. Director Brown?
So main goals for this year, again, is just to continuously improve academic in our schools, prepare students for opportunities, even future opportunities that we may not even know exist yet. So working toward that, just investing in good curriculum and training, things like that. And also supporting our students and families. That is our job, is to serve our students and our families in our schools and prepare them for the future. And then the other thing, again, is just continue on with in our strategic plan with infrastructure and some maintenance and things like that to make our school environments the best they can be. So that's our immediate goals: early literacy, academics, and improving some infrastructure in our schools.
Jordan?
I think our main goals would be obviously to still continue to grow our brand, our tourism draw here to the county. I think bringing in more lodging opportunities to help with the county's new occupancy tax, which was implemented, and I think will be a very effective tax to help grow our tourism further. But then also, I think that the position in itself, the executive director position, adding that and really taking a focus on our small businesses that have probably been neglected in years past, trying to help them grow, giving them what they need from the chamber, and doing that effectively is something that we want to do in the next year.
Thank you, Jordan. And last but not least, our fearless leader, spiritual advisor, food critic, HVAC instructor, Mayor Randy Hetty.
Thank you, Stephen. Now, I'll be honest with you. My goals is continue, hopefully, as a community, to be innovative in our evolving into where we're headed. As Jay and Jordan had talked about, both of them collectively looking at through industrial development and also job development in the downtown Gainesboro. We need to continue to be innovative because things are going to change. Okay, so we as humans and myself personally, change comes hard. I don't like change, but change is coming, and so we just want to be on the innovative end of that, thinking outside the box, trying to come up with ways, and we're doing that. Lots of things we can't help the public, as you all know. We can't be forthcoming with some things, but just want everybody to know that we are continuing to work hard as a community. That there goes, and also my goal personally is continue to fight for my people, my residents of Jackson County. Look, this is where I'm from. This is where I love, and I just want to fight for my people and fight for everything I can for them, and also to be a support of these guys. Jay is tremendous. Been a longtime friend, but he works hard behind the scenes, and I just want to continue to give him the support, make his role here continue to go. Same way with Jordan. Jordan's been such a positive influence to the community. Who would have thought, I wouldn't have. But he has been, and I want to continue to support him. He came to me wanting to develop the director position as a paid position. I'm 100% behind that. We got to come up with a mechanism, make that happen to keep our business is something, and have somebody working full time on building downtown Gainesboro. It's real important. And last but not least, and always Mayor Williams, I tell you, Lloyd, it's huge. I call Bud, he's right there for me. He does anything I ask him to do, and he's within reason now. He's a big help to me, and I appreciate him tremendously. And Miss Christie, what a team effort, a team player she's been. We work together good. We'll continue to build that, continue to help her in any way I can, and helping the students and the faculty here at Jackson County. Look at our schools, Board of Education, and our teachers, aides, and administrative staff against anybody. What they've been able to do during a unprecedented year like this year, our schools have been open more than they've been closed. You know, a lot of counties can't say that. Been in-house, in the room, and I'm just so proud of them, what they've done. And you know, I am. I love them and I appreciate them and appreciate the Highlands Economic Partnership, being partners with Jackson County and what you guys do. And so just tell everybody over there, Amy, Caitlin, Yvonne, I'm going to miss somebody, Darnell, David, just tell everybody how much we appreciate what they do for us. And look forward to this coming. I'm excited about 2021.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for participating. I want to take a moment and thank our viewers for joining us today for our first virtual town hall of 2021. What a way to kick it off with our team here in Jackson County. What a great panel. Appreciate each of you. Want to make a brief remark in thanking Yvonne Pickering here on staff of the Highlands Economic Partnership for coordinating this event, and Allison Boshears on our communications team for making all the communications activities take place. So we've got a great partnership with our folks here in Jackson County. We appreciate the opportunity to support. This has been the Jackson County Virtual Town Hall presented by the Highlands Economic Partnership and WCTE. Feel free to go back and check out our this video and our other town halls on WCTE's YouTube channel, their Facebook page, as well as ours, and also on the WCTE World channel. If that's not part of your television package, let's be sure to make that happen so that we can support our local PBS affiliate. Thank you once again to Mayor Randy Hetty, Mayor Lloyd Williams, Jordan Hunter, Jay Cassidy, and Christy Brown. And we hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.